Today I am working on the water system, so we have some purified drinking water to drink. As you can see, it's pretty hot in this trailer with me, but we're gonna power through. We only have a little over a week left until we get out of here, and there's still some things we need to get done, so we're powering forward now. The goal is, under the sink here, I want to be able to keep this bottle secured in place, kind of like right here maybe, so it's really easy to change out. The other issue is power. I don't have any power over here, so my thought is, on this side of the kitchen, underneath here where our dishwasher prep is, it's kind of hard to see because of the shade, but right there is where the fridge plugs in. I have a black, just basic extension cord. If I can find a way to run it to at least to this point, then I can go ahead and plug in. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and time lapse this. You guys can watch the process as I go.
I was just getting started when I noticed something I had not before.
A little bit of a development here. So I was originally gonna run the electrical from this outlet. And I was poking around in this cabinet. This is right next to our stove. And I've always tried to figure out what the hell is this piece of just random wood. And then I noticed there's an outlet back there. So I think that's where the electrical, like the lights and stuff for the stove plug in. And then coming from the stove to the cabinet where the water's gonna be, there's already a gap here that runs the lines for the sink and everything. So I think I only have to make one hole.
With this new discovery, I got that piece of wood out the way so I can get to the plugs easily, and then started getting the stove pulled out so I can also get back there more easily.
Here's what we're working with. I have the stove pulled out a little bit so I can gain access behind it. This is what the behind of a RV stove looks like for anybody wondering. But that's where my power plug comes out. So I'm just going to make sure that I can get out of there. I'm going to put a hole in the corner there, kind of copying that one, and then run my line behind. Well, it's probably at this point that you're asking yourself, because I'm asking myself, well, how do I plan on getting that extension cord through the bottom of this cabinet? Because I'm sure, I don't know if you can see here, but I'm going underneath the cabinet bottom, and then I got to make it come out of this cabinet. Well, the simple answer is I'm going to use a coat hanger. I'm going to bend this free, push it through the existing hole in there, and try and fish it out of the hole I just made in the side. Play a little go fish, and then I should be able to pull the cord exactly where I need it to be. So you guys are going to watch me struggle and do that now. Did I mention it's hot in here? It's hot.
That was definitely easier said than done.
Here's what I got going on. You can see there's the hook coming through the hole that I made that runs underneath this one and then comes out right here. This is the back side of it. So now I should be able to just wrap that hook around the outlet here and pull it on through.
I hit another road bump when I found the plug too big to fit through the gap. Luckily, it wasn't too hard to use the coat hanger to fish the plug through the hole that was already there for the sink plumbing.
Let's take a little power trip, if you will. So starting in this cabinet here, you see that is the plug for the end of the extension cord. Travels through that hole. It's going to go behind the stove here, through this hole into the next cabinet. Then it runs underneath the bottom of the cabinet, the bottom of this cabinet, and comes up through that pre-existing hole right there where the plumbing came through. And now that I have the power ran, I can move on to the next step, which is going to be installing the actual pump.
But before installing the pump, I figured I might as well go ahead and reinstall the stove. I didn't mention it earlier, but when you're moving these heavy things on the flooring of RVs, you need to be really careful not to drag stuff so you don't tear the vinyl. And then I just reinstalled that weird little piece of wood to make it look pretty in there again. Onto the pump and water bottle installation, I took some measurements and cut out some mounting brackets using plywood for the bottle. Then I drilled out one hole on these 90-degree metal brackets that I will be using to actually hold the bottle in place. After screwing the metal brackets onto the wood that I cut out, you can see I test fit the bottle here and then use the bungees to hold it down in place. Next, I'm going to install the mounting bracket in the cabinet where I want it. I'll be installing the pump right next to it, keeping everything nice and accessible. Now it is time to install the faucet, but first I have to drill into the countertop. I've never drilled into solid surface counter before, so I just did some research and took my time.
Now that we're in the final stretch, it's time to add my desk to the RV. We're putting it where the sectional and the dinette originally were, and this is a perfect place for me to look out the window and do my work on the road.
After moving the desk in, I went ahead and finished the install with mounting the faucet on the counter and then working on the plumbing.
The plumbing is officially hooked up. I've got coming out of the pump here for the fresh water, there's a little Y. The one that loops back, that one goes to our ice maker in our fridge. I wanted that to be clean water too. And then the second one that goes up to the spout up top. Each line has a little shut-off valve on it, so I can shut off one individually. This was the original one for the fridge ice maker. I'm just gonna plug that off so nothing happens there. Next thing to do is get everything hooked up and then sanitize the pump and be ready to go. Here's what it looks like with everything turned on. It's working.
And that is a wrap on this week. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you learned something, enjoyed your time here with us. We are 1 week closer to getting on the road, and we cannot wait to bring you along with us. So if this type of video interests you, please like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. We'd greatly appreciate it. And until next time, embrace the mayhem in your life. Bye.